So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to choose any of the two equations and we're going to isolate for one variable. It doesn't matter the equation that you choose, and it also doesn't matter which variable you choose to start this off. As long as you do the algebra correctly, it should work out no matter what. So I say pick the variable that you find is going to be the easiest to solve, and the equation that you find is going to be easiest or simple to solve. In this case, it doesn't really look like there's going to be any that are easier, so I'll just pick the first equation, this one over here. And so negative 5x plus y is equal to negative 12. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to isolate for y. And I randomly picked that. I could have isolated for x, and that's also fine as well. But let's just isolate for y. So to do that, we're going to remove the 5x from the left side and bring it to the right side. And we're going to do that through inverse operations by adding it on both sides. And now we have y isolated as follows. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take the isolated variable from step 1 and we're going to insert it into the other equation, meaning the equation that you didn't use yet. So that would be the minus 3x plus 6y equals negative 12. And so instead of writing the y here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert this equation into where the y is over here. And so I'm going to do it as follows. We're going to go negative 3x plus 6, and then we're going to put in 5x, and I was going to write plus negative 12, but we can just write minus 12. And that is going to equal negative 12 over here. Then I'm going to FOIL this out in order to remove the brackets, and we're going to gather like terms. That means we're going to collect the x's together and add them. So negative 3x plus 30x is going to give us 27x. And then the minus 66 over here, we're going to add 66 to both sides so that it's gathered with the non-x term on the right side. And so that would give us this equation that's left. 27x is equal to negative 12 plus 66. And of course, that would then result in 27x is equal to 54. Next, we're going to solve for the unknown variable, which is, well, namely the x over here. So we're going to go 27x equals 54. And in order to get the x by itself, we're going to divide both sides by 27 since it's multiplied on the left-hand side. And then in that case, our solution so far is going to be that x is equal to 2 because 54 divided by 27 is 2. Lastly, we're going to insert the known variable from the previous step back into really any of the two equations in the system that were given to us, and we're going to isolate for the unknown or the other variable that we haven't solved for yet. So you can really pick any of the equations. I just picked the first one for no real reason. If I picked the other one, it would be fine as well. Since I solved for the x the first time, I'm going to plug it in and now get the y. So into this equation, that would be negative 5 and then x equal 2 plus y is equal to negative 2. That would give me a value of negative 10 plus y is equal to negative 2. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add 10 on both sides. And then that would give us y is equal to negative 2 plus 10, which means that y would be equal to 8. And so the solution for this system is at 2 and at 8. So when it comes to word problems, what you're going to do is before you do any of the substitution or elimination mathematics, you're going to write the equations for each situation first. Okay, and you want to state which variable pertains to which item. So in this case of the ice cream shop, we're going to say that sundaes are going to be for S. So we're going to give them the variable S. And then the banana splits are going to be B. Okay, so instead of writing X and Y, we're just going to write B and S, but it really doesn't make a difference if you want to use X and Y. And so the first situation where it says that the ice cream shop sells sundaes for $2 and banana splits for $3 on a hot summer day, the shop sold 8 more sundaes than banana splits and made $156. So you have a situation which it has a general description. So we could say here that sundaes are for $2, so 2S, and then plus 3 banana splits on that hot summer day gave us a total of $156. So this is the general situation, but then we know that on that day that there was 8 more sundaes sold than banana splits. So we can say that the number of sundaes was equal to the banana splits plus 8. And so now with those two, I have a system of equations. Then we're going to use substitution to solve for both of the variables, and that's going to give us the number of sundaes and banana splits sold on that day.